I've been zoning, I've been zoning. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day.
You know, video games have such a weird impact on its consumers to where it's kind of ridiculous. A good game will draw you in and hook its claws into you while you're still trying to figure out what you like about it, and then once it has you, it just refuses to drop you until you either have to fight your way off of it or you sunk countless hours into it to where you've done pretty much everything within the game. And I believe that a good example of this is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's the first game that I played here on my PC right here, that's sitting right there, and I just finished playing it. I finished the story anyway, like a few days ago. And then every day, at a certain moment, I would think about some of the characters within the game because it had such a good grasp on me. I would think about Ross and how he raised Aloy pretty much, and where I think about Aloy, how she basically triumphs over every encounter that she ever has. Anyway, the point is, many games use characters with good motivation and adversity to kind of draw you in and hook you. Because after I spent about 2 hours with Aloy and Rost, I felt like they were a part of my circle of friends, you know? I was hooked. I wanted to see what laid ahead for the two. I will be taking in this intermission right now to tell you that there are spoilers for this game ahead. So if you do not want to participate in any spoilers, just do a kickflip and leave me alone. Alright, this is your last warning. If you don't want spoilers, skip to here. Alright, you skip to there, you gone? Alright, cool. Let's go. So after becoming bonded with the two, right? I finally am about to do the proving, you know, the whole thing that I've been training my whole childhood for, right? And anyway, Ross meets me right outside the gate, and he's like, bruh, I can't hold you back anymore. I'm going to still be an outcast. You're not allowed to talk to me when you succeed. So I'm going to just go ahead and dip. And then Aloy was like, no, don't do that. You taught me how to track and shit. I'll find you. And then Ross was like, you know what? Peace out, dudes. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go do this and that and all that, do a kickflip and all that. And then I do the proving, and then we get attacked, right? And then, you know how video games work, especially open world games, where I do all the work, and then everyone else dies. Anyway, so I'm about to do all that bullshit. Then this one dude come up, and he grabs me by the throat, and he was about to kill me. And then Ross comes out of nowhere and saves me. So anyway, Ross gets injured, right? Then we're both just like chilling there, right? The dude that almost killed me is about to blow up the mountain. And then so what Ross does is he pushes me off the mountain, like that's gonna save me somehow, but it ends up saving me. And then he dies up there on that mountain just to save me. Now I thought, holy bro, that's powerful shit, because I thought I was gonna go into the proving, and then I was gonna do the proving, then and go find Ross. But then turns out Ross dies, which killed me. But it was genius, and I'll tell you why. So the main purpose of killing Ross off was to kind of set aside another distraction from the main story. You see, if Ross hadn't died up there on that mountain, I would probably be spending most of my time trying to find Ross instead of doing the actual game. Because I know that I want to see Rost again. Rost is like my homie. He's my father. Shout out to my Padres. And anyway, so I'd be spending most of my time for him, looking for him, and instead of doing what I need to do, which is kind of brilliant.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day.
This segment is going to be dedicated to gameplay. The second out of the third main overall factor that draws you into gaming, into a game specifically. Anyway, so the first one was about characters. I talked in extent with about Aloy and Ross from Horizon Zero Dawn. And basically I want to start off this segment by saying that my gaming life, how I spend a lot of my free time, is categorized into phases, you see. So they can last anywhere from a couple of weeks to even a couple of months. I'll give you a good example because it had such a good grip on me. It was so fun to be in the world, to experience with the characters and just go through the story to see how everyone's paths shape out, who dies, who lives. The main character dies, R.I.P. J.M. If you already know who I'm talking about, good for you. But anyway, of course, if you don't know, the game I'm talking about is Red Dead Redemption 1, the first one. Anyway, I got it on PS3 about 2 years ago with a gift card that my grandmother bought me. And then I bought multiple games in that one segment, right? I didn't play Red Dead at first. I kind of just set it aside. I'd gotten 2, maybe 3 other games with that same gift card, and they all came into the mail around the same time, within a week's time. I didn't really play Red Dead that much in the beginning. I got it around September. I put it off to the side while I played GTA 5 and Skyrim, the other 2 games I got. So anyway, while I was spending time with those two, having my phases with them, once I was finished doing all the stuff I wanted to do in them, I went on to Red Dead because it was a new experience for me. And then, silly me, I started with the Undead Nightmare part and skipped all the cutscenes because I hate myself for that to this day, bro. I mean, so after I literally had no idea what was going on, and I killed a bunch of zombies, and I did all that bullshit, right? I went to the main game. And then, after I played through it once, used all the cheat codes, and of course, being 8th grade me, skipped all the cutscenes. So anyway, after I did that, I'm like, you know what? We need to slow down here a minute. So after I completed it the first time, I couldn't even tell you what John's motives were. I couldn't tell you what any of his backstory. In fact, until I played it the second time, I didn't even know he died. 'Cause I was just that indifferent to the cutscenes. Yeah, I thought it was a little weird that I played as Jack, but I thought that John might have just gone into exile or some shit. But anyway, so after that, I played it, I loaded up again, and I started playing it for the story. And I guess that's what gave it the lifespan it did. So, straight up, from about mid-December of 2017, I was playing Red Dead every day after school till about June. And now, that is the longest phase I've had with a game. Anyway, the point is, the world, the characters, and about the 4 seconds of story I got from all the cutscenes combined in Red Dead the first time was just enough to get me to restart it. And I actually almost got 100% completion on it. I'm at 99.9 or some shit like that. I just haven't touched it in a while. I didn't want to do all the tedious shit. So I just kind of got bored with it, so I was like, I don't want to go all the way over here and do that. So I didn't end up finishing it. Sue me. I am a firm believer that gameplay, to me, is number 1 out of the 3 topics we're talking about today.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day.
And this segment is now all about the story. Alright, yeah, I know the chapters are kind of out of order. I went 2-1-3. And for those of you who can't easily identify patterns, that's gameplay, characters, and story. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying to yourself, "Oh, this guy can like a game that has multiple Hollywood cliches in a story that really doesn't make any sense, just goes off on too many tangents and really never gets to the point, doesn't really have a decipherable main idea. You can like that kind of game?" And the answer is yes. Because really, if you've ever heard the phrase, "I don't care what I'm doing or where I'm going, but I care who I'm going with," that shit is true, especially in video games. Because I can have the absolute bare bones story with some memorable characters that remain in my mind for a while after I've finished the game, and I still enjoy the game. A good example of this, for me anyway, is Watch Dogs 1. I liked Watch Dogs 1 because I got it for my Wii U. Yes, I have a Wii U. But anyway, I got it for my Wii U in probably 2016. Anyway, I got that game and I instantly fell in love with it. I know you may not think that Aiden Pierce is not a very good character, but boy howdy, I liked Aiden Pierce. And I'm kind of excited that he's going to be in the new Watch Dogs Legion. But anyway, the story kind of made no sense whatsoever. It was actually kind of trash for a AAA game. But since I wasn't really in the loop with all these video game news stories, I didn't watch the E3 that Watch Dogs was announced. So I didn't have any frame of reference for this game. I thought that this was a cool open world game with cool characters, and I didn't pay attention to the story hardly at all. Anyway, a game that is really good about hooking you with just the characters alone is one of my childhood favorites, Super Mario Sunshine. Because in that game, you are your same old Mario. You're traveling to your vacation with Princess Peach, Toad, and Toadsworth. And the story literally makes hardly any sense. And the gameplay is serviceable for a GameCube game. Because it's a little clunky, but it's also nothing like we've ever seen before. Especially in a Mario game before it and not since then. Unless you count the new Mario release thing that Nintendo did for the Switch. Anyway, with this Shadow Mario character, he's on screen here. Anyway, with this Shadow Mario character just tearing shit up, right? He's painting graffiti all over the town, and he looks a lot like you, and this is on purpose, because it's Bowser's son, Bowser Jr., and if you're going to complain about spoilers, this game has been out for 18 years. Grow up. Anyway, so Bowser Jr. makes his first appearance ever, and he's coming just to piss you off. So he's graffitiing up the whole town looking just like you. So you get there, you have to immediately clean up one of his messes. And then with you looking like the perpetrator, you're the one that is sentenced to clean up the island. Which is total bullshit and makes absolutely no sense. Because, I mean, like, wouldn't they notice that he's blue and Mario isn't? Maybe. But, anyway, if I want to nitpick, there's these certain levels in each world called floodless levels. And in these floodless levels, you get a cutscene where Shadow Mario takes your flood away, the little water backpack that you have. Anyway, he takes that away. You have to do some Tony Hawk bullshit just to get across the entire level. Which is cool. No worries. I'm gonna hit those kick flips. So anyway, you do the level the way they want you to do it. And then he collects the Shine Sprite. And guess what he does? There's no cutscene. He just goes straight back to the main plaza place that the main game is centralized around. And guess who he's got on his back? Yes, the Flood. In the grand scheme of things, video games use many devices to keep you hooked into the game, whether it be the characters, story, or gameplay. Usually a combination of at least 2 are the really good games. Sometimes it's only 1 and it's maximum 7 out of 10 on IGN. And there's some games that manage to do all 3. I know that was kind of a pain to get through, but thank you for watching my first video of this magnitude. It's certainly going to be a learning experience for me. I need to learn how to clean all this up. I'm filming this on my phone, for God's sake. Anyway, I probably have to reshoot it again because I don't think it's centered on me. I don't know. I'll have to see. If you're seeing this now, then it was centered enough. But anyway, I want to say thank you for watching my video. If you want to see more of this type of video in the future, or just maybe regular gameplay channels, some Let's Plays, some open world shenanigans, some story stuff, just leave a comment down below, and then hit that subscribe button so that way you can see my videos on your homepage. And if you want to follow my other socials, their links will be in the description. And if you want to get a Wyoming Guy t-shirt with the same logo as the channel logo, link will also be in the description. Be sure to hit the like button, and I will hopefully see you in the next video.